for if I think Bitcoin's going to 130 to 135K in the next 30, 60, 90 days. What should I do? It'll give you like 4 different things. You want to be aggressive, a little less aggressive, generate yield, all that stuff. And it is, even the ability to generate, 6, 7, 8x returns on Bitcoin, in the next 60 to 90 days, if there's a move higher versus just spot following the price and, getting a 15 or 20% move is really, really something. And again, it goes to the floor associated with where we're at with price. These strategies are being played across the board in hedge fund offices, family offices, just trading offices, right? It's the reason why Coinbase bought the likes of Deribit. It's the reason why the likes of options associated with this stuff has grown exponentially.
Bored with Bitcoin? That's exactly when the market strikes. One moment of distraction and a 15% move slips away, unless you know how to turn volatility into opportunity. Andrew Parish, executive director of the Mario Lemieux Foundation, points to a profound transformation in Bitcoin's investment landscape. With the asset trading at $109,751, backed by a $2.18 trillion market cap and $64 billion in daily volumes, the discussion is shifting beyond price speculation toward financialization and strategy. As gold gains momentum, questions arise about whether Bitcoin will follow suit, yet the bigger story is how new financial tools are reshaping opportunity. Parish explains that today's Bitcoin market offers instruments once inaccessible to most investors. Options, swaps, ETFs, and other structured products now provide ways to generate alpha far beyond spot trading. Thanks to AI-driven platforms, even those with limited derivatives expertise can design tailored strategies, ranging from aggressive bets to conservative yield plays. Spot moves of 15 to 20% can be turned into 6 to 8-fold returns when executed through options-based approaches. This growing sophistication has attracted heavy institutional interest. Hedge funds, family offices, and trading firms are rapidly scaling into advanced products, while corporations with Bitcoin treasuries are adopting strategies to enhance balance sheet performance. For Parish, financialization signals exponential opportunity, yet it comes with challenges. Volatility, regulatory uncertainty, and market complexity remain central forces as Bitcoin evolves into a fully financialized global asset. This is just the first step in understanding Bitcoin's journey. What comes next is where the real story unfolds. So stay tuned and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so you never miss the next big update.
There is the scale of opportunity in Bitcoin, to your point about that time frame, dramatically changed now. We have options, we have swaps, we have ETFs, we have so many other entities available for trading, to generate alpha, to do all sorts of stuff. I've been playing around with some options type of strategies, and it kind of blows my mind. And what's interesting is, if you don't know enough about options, there was a world 10 years ago where if you weren't an options guy, you just didn't know how to even start, right? Well, now we have, the type of tools, AI tools at our disposal, where we don't have to know much about options. You just plug something in and say, hey, give me an option strategy for if I think Bitcoin's going to 130 to 135K in the next 30, 60, 90 days. What should I do? It'll give you like 4 different things. You want to be aggressive, a little less aggressive, generate yield, all that stuff. And it is, even the ability to generate, 6, 7, 8x returns on Bitcoin, in the next 60 to 90 days, if there's a move higher versus just spot following the price and, getting a 15 or 20% move, is really, really something. And again, it goes to the floor associated with where we're at with price. These strategies are being played across the board in hedge fund offices, family offices, just trading offices, right? It's the reason why Coinbase bought the likes of Deribit. It's the reason why the likes of options associated with this stuff has grown exponentially. And it's also the reason why you're going to see smart Bitcoin balance sheet and Bitcoin treasury companies use these strategies as the ability to generate additional alpha beyond just holding, Bitcoin on their balance sheet or in their treasury. There is exponential opportunity as the quote unquote sort of economy grows, financialization grows around Bitcoin. And it's fascinating to watch. It's fascinating to do the research, right? And it doesn't take long to do the research. Plug in a couple of ideas to ChatGPT or Grok or whatever it is, and you'll be like, whoa, they'll even, they'll give you charts, they'll give you all sorts of stuff. It's interesting to see what can happen and what will happen over time with Bitcoin and all these additional financialization products. It's really fascinating. I think we should talk, to pivot here, we should talk about Ethereum inflows into the ETFs over the past, 45 days. Just absolutely massive
Crazy.
and outstripping the Bitcoin ETFs in a significant way. Let's just call it what it is. Wall Street has kind of decided that is Ethereum is the chain that they think is going to be the innovation chain. Whatever we think of it in the crypto bubble that we live in, Wall Street has decided that this is what they're going to bet on, and I think that's something. That's a meaningful narrative, and there's action behind that narrative. So Wall Street has figured out what the story is. And they're telling that story to clients, and clients are choosing to allocate capital to Ethereum and the Ethereum products that exist out there. So we have two horses now at this point, which are deeper and deeper embedded into Wall Street narratives. And with Wall Street narratives comes significant amounts of capital that just lift the price floors again and again and again.
In crypto, complacency costs. Bitcoin doesn't wait for anyone. While you're standing still, institutions are using tools, strategies, and AI to squeeze every ounce of value from the market. Andrew Parish stresses that boredom with Bitcoin can be costly, as the market often delivers its biggest surprises when attention fades. Every price swing presents opportunities, whether through altcoins that may outperform Bitcoin, options that amplify returns, or Bitcoin ETFs that generate extra yield. Even a modest 15% move can become significantly more rewarding when paired with the right strategy. Today's technology has leveled the playing field, giving everyday investors access to tools once limited to Wall Street. Platforms like ChatGPT make it possible to test scenarios, explore ideas, and design strategies with minimal expertise. Success now depends more on discipline and proactive thinking than on technical mastery. This mindset shift underscores a broader transformation across digital assets. For years, Bitcoin and Ethereum were viewed largely as speculative plays, driven by hopes of price appreciation. That narrative is quickly fading as institutions and sophisticated investors turn to strategies that unlock yield and enhance portfolio performance. Rather than passively holding, they are reframing crypto as an active, productive asset class. Financialization is no longer a distant trend, it's here now. For investors willing to adapt, volatility is no longer a threat but a pathway to consistent opportunity. Let's get back to the interview.
Yeah, all of that falls under the don't get bored with Bitcoin, right? The minute that you get bored with Bitcoin, there's a material move, and you could have done 1, 2, or 3 or 4 things to benefit from that move. So what is it that you're doing? What is it that you're thinking about? What is it that you're spending a little bit of time researching that says, you know what, I want to benefit for the next 15% move. I want to benefit a little bit more than 15%. How do I go about doing that? Right? Do I, am I taking advantage of a token that's not Bitcoin that will move 30% to Bitcoin's 15%, and then taking that yield and turning it into, additional Bitcoin? Am I using options? Am I using, the trading of Bitcoin ETFs and the move that they make to also turn it into additional yield? What do you do? It's not hard to spend half a day, using ChatGPT or Grok, whatever it is, to take a look at some of these strategies. It really is not that hard. It's very, very simple. You can be a monkey and just begin typing stuff in there, and you're going to get somewhere. And if that somewhere is you own more Bitcoin and it goes up, you're in a really, really great spot. There is the opportunity associated with both volatility and gamification will grow and grow and grow and grow. And you would be shocked if you had an inside look as to how some of the biggest hedge funds in the world go about their business, looking for the gamification opportunity on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And then the tools that they use, by the way, to extract yield and performance and alpha from that quote unquote moment, right? So from 50,000 feet, you get the Warren Buffett, commentary, which is, you buy when everybody's bleeding, and you sell when everybody's celebrating. That's easy enough to say. It's very, very difficult to do. Very, very difficult. And a guy like Warren Buffett and other folks in his position, they aren't sitting at their computer saying, "Uh-oh, looks like everybody's bleeding. I'm going to buy." That's not how they do things. They have tools that effectively take that philosophy and turn it into quote unquote math. All right. When something goes down by this significant amount of percentage point, I know that there's going to be people that are running for the doors. I'm going to capture all that running for the doors energy and put it into my position. Same thing when everybody's running into the theater, because there's euphoria. I'm going to hit the eject button to a certain percentage because I know that's going to benefit my position. So having the ability to do that, whether it's with tools or without, is the nature of the best performance across any asset, whether it's crypto, whether it's equities, whether it's bonds, or whether it's real estate. All of those things, you need some level of tools and philosophical commitment to go the opposite direction. Yeah, we get Sui and Sui from a whole host of folks. Another thing that needs to be mentioned. We've been on this podcast with you, Scott, for let's just call it a year and a half now. And we've been doing what it is that we do at Arch Public for almost 5 years. We've got tens of thousands of customers now that have signed up to use our products. Join us and use our free product, right? Yeah. If you have a question, if you're skeptical, if you want to understand our customer service and all those things, use our free product. Use our free product forever. And now again, across multiple exchanges, multiple symbols, you have the ability to say, you know what, I'm going to put $1,000 on Coinbase, use this with, Doge and whatever, and see if it does what they say it does. And it will do what we say it does. And then it's just a question of, okay, how do I leverage these tools to benefit in a market that offers me significant volatility that I can turn into real money?
Bitcoin's story has moved beyond holding and hoping. It's now about harnessing advanced tools, strategies, and AI-driven insights to turn every swing into an opportunity. Once dismissed as speculative, it is maturing into a yield-generating asset class attracting both institutions and individuals. With options, ETFs, and innovative platforms, investors can amplify returns and capture value from volatility. The question is no longer just where Bitcoin's price goes, but who is ready to act strategically and seize its hidden potential. In this evolving landscape, the real winners aren't those who wait, they're the ones who act. As Bitcoin evolves from a speculative bet into a fully financialized asset, will you treat volatility as a threat, or as the ultimate opportunity to build wealth? Bitcoin's future belongs to those who act, not wait. If this gave you value, hit like, drop a comment, share with your network, and subscribe for more insights. Stay sharp, stay invested, and stay ahead.